Your heart is the quiet hero of your life. It never stops. From the moment you were born until your very last breath, it beats, tirelessly, faithfully, about 100,000 times every single day. It doesn't ask for recognition. It doesn't take a day off. It simply keeps you alive. One pulse, one breath, one moment at a time. But most people don't realize this. The food we eat every single day can either strengthen that rhythm or slowly weaken it. Every choice on your plate affects the lining of your blood vessels, your cholesterol balance, your inflammation levels, and your blood pressure. When these are in harmony, the heart thrives. When they are disturbed, the rhythm begins to break. Here's the truth. You don't need expensive pills or complicated detoxes to protect your heart. You simply need to return to what nature has always offered. Real, living foods that restore balance, reduce inflammation, and nourish your blood. Studies from Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, and the American Heart Association have all shown that diet alone can reduce the risk of heart disease by up to 80%. 80% through food, not medicine. So today, on Healing Good Life, we'll uncover 5 extraordinary foods that heal the heart. Not symbolically, but biologically. Foods that help your arteries open, your blood flow freely, and your energy return to its natural rhythm. Because when your heart heals, your entire body remembers how to live again. The silent blockages. Every year, more than 17 million people around the world die from heart disease. Yet most of them never realize it doesn't begin in the heart itself. It begins in the arteries. Inside these arteries, invisible cracks can appear. Tiny injuries caused by years of high sugar, processed fats, stress, and toxins. Your body, in its wisdom, tries to patch those cracks by sending cholesterol to seal the wounds. But over time, those patches harden, forming what doctors call plaque. Plaque is not your enemy. It's your body's attempt to protect you. But when inflammation continues unchecked, those plaques grow thicker and stiffer. Blood flow slows down, oxygen delivery weakens, and the heart begins to suffer. This process, called atherosclerosis, can begin as early as your 20s, silently progressing for decades. No pain, no symptoms, until one day the flow is blocked. Modern research now shows that inflammation, not cholesterol alone, is the real root cause of heart disease. Inflammation comes from everyday habits: refined sugar, fried oils, stress, lack of sleep. But here's the healing truth. Nature already gave us foods that reverse this damage. Foods that reduce inflammation, increase nitric oxide, and restore your vessel's ability to open and flow. Nitric oxide is a miracle molecule your body produces to relax blood vessels. When it's abundant, arteries open, pressure lowers, and circulation improves. But when it's low, vessels tighten, and your heart has to work harder with every beat. Studies from the University of California and the Cleveland Clinic show that certain plant foods, especially those rich in polyphenols and antioxidants, can boost nitric oxide production by more than 200% within hours of eating them. That's the kind of healing power your kitchen already holds. So instead of trying to fight the heart, let's start helping it naturally. And the first way to do that begins with one of the most beautiful gifts of nature, the ruby red pomegranate. Pomegranate, the artery cleanser. Among all the fruits nature made, few are as symbolic or as powerful as the pomegranate. For thousands of years, it has been called the fruit of life, a symbol of vitality, fertility, and renewal. But modern science has now caught up with ancient wisdom. Pomegranates are packed with polyphenols and punicalagin, powerful antioxidants that help your arteries produce nitric oxide. the very molecule that keeps blood vessels open and flexible. In a landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that drinking just 50 milliliters of pomegranate juice a day, that's less than half a small glass, significantly reduced blood pressure and improved arterial elasticity within 2 weeks. Another long-term trial, published in Atherosclerosis Journal, showed that patients who consumed pomegranate juice daily for 3 years saw a 30% reduction in arterial plaque thickness, while those who didn't drink it saw their plaque increase by nearly 9%. That's not magic. That's biology in motion. Pomegranate works by reducing oxidative stress, clearing old cholesterol deposits, and allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach the heart. Its vibrant red juice acts like a gentle river, washing away stagnation and reviving flow. Every seed is a tiny capsule of renewal, filled with life, color, and light. And that color isn't random. The deep crimson pigment represents anthocyanins, the same family of antioxidants found in blueberries and purple grapes, compounds that defend your blood vessels from the slow burn of inflammation. To bring this power into your daily life, enjoy half a fresh pomegranate each morning, or drink a small glass of unsweetened juice. If you prefer, sprinkle the seeds over oatmeal, salads, or yogurt. It's a simple act, but with every spoonful, you're sending a message to your arteries. Flow freely, stay young, stay alive. The heart doesn't just need effort, it needs flow, and nothing restores flow quite like the pomegranate, the fruit that renews your lifeline from the inside out. Salmon, the flow restorer. For centuries, people living by the sea have known that fish is not just food, it's medicine for the heart. Among all of them, salmon stands out as one of nature's most perfect gifts for cardiovascular healing. What makes salmon so powerful is its rich concentration of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These are the essential fats your body cannot produce on its own. Yet every cell in your heart depends on them. Omega-3s calm inflammation in the arteries, lower triglycerides, and make your blood less likely to clot. They also keep your heartbeat steady, reducing irregular rhythms that can strain the heart over time. In a large Harvard study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, people who ate salmon or other fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week had a 30% lower risk of heart attack and sudden cardiac death compared to those who rarely ate fish. Another study from the National Institutes of Health found that omega-3s improve the function of the endothelium, the thin inner layer of your blood vessels, allowing it to produce more nitric, oxide, and stay flexible. Think of omega-3s as the oil for your heart's engine. When the engine is well-oiled, it runs smoothly, quietly, and efficiently. When it's dry and inflamed, friction builds, and over time, damage occurs. But it's not only the biology that matters. There's something about salmon that carries a kind of peace. The way it swims upstream, always moving against resistance, always finding its way home. When you eat it, you're not just nourishing your body. You're taking in that strength, that rhythm, that flow. Choose wild-caught salmon whenever possible. It contains higher levels of omega-3s and fewer environmental toxins than farmed fish. If you're plant-based, you can find similar omega-3s in chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts, which the body can convert into ALA, a precursor that still supports heart and brain health. Serve salmon simply, grilled, steamed, or baked with olive oil and lemon. Avoid deep frying, as high heat destroys the delicate oils that make it healing. Every bite of salmon you take sends a signal through your bloodstream. Reduce inflammation, restore flow, strengthen rhythm. Your heart doesn't just need to beat, it needs to dance. And omega-3s are the music that keeps that dance alive. Garlic, the natural regulator. Few foods are as humble or as powerful as garlic. For thousands of years, it has been used in medicine, prayer, and ritual. A simple bulb carrying extraordinary strength. When you crush a clove of garlic, something miraculous happens. It releases allicin, a sulfur compound that instantly begins to change your blood chemistry. Allicin helps relax the arteries, reduces the buildup of plaque, and lowers both blood pressure and LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, all while leaving your HDL, the good cholesterol, untouched. In a clinical study published in the Journal of Nutrition, patients who took aged garlic extract daily for 1 year saw a 5% to 6% reduction in arterial plaque volume, compared to those on a placebo, whose plaque continued to grow. At UCLA, researchers found that the same extract helped slow the progression of coronary artery calcification, one of the leading predictors of heart attacks. But the power of garlic doesn't stop there. It reduces inflammation, prevents blood clots, and acts as a natural antibiotic, protecting your entire cardiovascular system from oxidative stress. Doctors from the National Institutes of Health have even called it a broad-spectrum cardiovascular protector, thanks to its ability to reduce C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation, by up to 20% in regular users. To gain its full benefit, garlic should be consumed fresh and slightly crushed, not cooked at high heat. Crushing activates the allicin, the very compound responsible for its healing effects. But heat above 160 degrees destroys it. Let the crushed garlic rest for about 10 minutes before adding it to food. This allows the enzymes to fully form allicin. You can also take aged garlic extract, a gentle, odor-free version used in many clinical trials. It's one of the most studied and effective natural supplements for heart health. Garlic may be small, but it carries ancient wisdom. The kind that reminds us healing doesn't always come from something new. Sometimes it comes from something simple, pure, and close to the earth. Each clove you crush releases more than a scent. It releases life, renewal, and rhythm. A whisper from nature saying, "Keep your heart open, and your life will flow." Olive oil, liquid gold for the heart, across the sunlit coasts of the Mediterranean, where heart disease rates are among the lowest in the world. One golden ingredient has been part of daily life for centuries: olive oil. Ancient healers called it liquid gold. And today, modern science confirms why. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenols, oleic acid, and vitamin E, natural compounds that protect the delicate lining of your arteries from oxidative stress and inflammation. They keep your blood vessels supple, reduce blood pressure, and help your body maintain healthy cholesterol levels. In one of the largest and most respected clinical trials, the pre-dimed study, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, over 7,000 participants followed a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil. After 5 years, those using extra virgin olive oil daily had a 30% lower risk of heart attack, stroke, or cardiovascular death compared with those on a standard low-fat diet. Researchers discovered that olive oil increases HDL, the good cholesterol that clears out excess fat from arteries, and lowers LDL oxidation, which is one of the first steps in plaque formation. Even 1 tablespoon a day has been shown to raise antioxidant levels in the blood and improve endothelial function, the ability of blood vessels to expand and contract smoothly. But olive oil's healing power goes beyond science. It carries the warmth of the sun, the patience of trees that live for centuries, and the quiet intelligence of nature's balance. Each drop tells a story of roots deep in the earth, of light transformed into nourishment, of simplicity becoming strength. When you drizzle olive oil over your vegetables or salads, you're not just adding flavor, You're adding protection. The best way to use it is raw or lightly warmed. Heating above 190 degrees C can destroy its antioxidants. Choose cold-pressed, extra virgin varieties in dark bottles and store them away from sunlight to preserve their potency. Used this way, olive oil becomes more than food. It becomes a daily ritual, a small act of self-care that connects you to a lineage of health and wisdom stretching back thousands of years. Every golden drop whispers the same message: protect your heart, and it will protect you. Dark chocolate, the heart's happy chemistry. Who says healing can't be a little sweet? Dark chocolate, rich, earthy, and deeply satisfying, is one of the most surprising gifts nature has given the heart. Not the sugary bars you find at checkout counters, but pure, dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao or higher. Inside those dark squares are flavonols, powerful antioxidants that help your blood vessels produce nitric oxide, improving circulation and lowering blood pressure. Nitric oxide relaxes the arteries, helping them expand and carry oxygen-rich blood through every cell of your body. In a study published in Frontiers in Nutrition, participants who ate dark chocolate rich in flavonols showed better cognitive performance and faster blood flow to the brain within 30 minutes of eating it. Meanwhile, research from Harvard Health Publishing found that people who regularly consumed small amounts of dark chocolate, around 20 to 30 grams per day, had a lower risk of heart disease and stroke, compared to those who rarely ate it. But beyond circulation, chocolate also affects the chemistry of happiness. It boosts serotonin and endorphins, the same neurotransmitters your brain releases when you feel joy, love, or peace. This makes dark chocolate not just heart-healthy, but heart-lifting. The cacao bean itself is a nutrient powerhouse, rich in magnesium, iron, and zinc, minerals essential for maintaining heartbeat rhythm, oxygen transport, and nerve function. Of course, quality matters more than quantity. 2 small squares of high-quality dark chocolate each day are enough to give your heart the perfect dose of antioxidants and calm energy. Avoid milk chocolate or products with added sugar and hydrogenated oils. These cancel out the benefits and strain the heart instead. Think of it this way. Dark chocolate is a lesson in balance. It reminds us that pleasure, when pure and mindful, is not the opposite of health. It's part of it. It teaches the heart that joy, too, is a form of medicine. So the next time you savor a piece of dark chocolate, do it slowly. Let it melt on your tongue. Feel the warmth spread through your chest. That's your blood flowing a little easier, and your heart smiling back. The heart's ritual. Your heart is more than a muscle. It's the rhythm of your emotions, your memories, your love. A silent witness to everything you've ever felt. It beats faster when you're excited, slower when you're calm, and it listens to every emotion you experience. Scientists call this connection heart-brain coherence, a state where your heartbeat and your nervous system fall into perfect rhythm. Studies from the HeartMath Institute and Harvard Medical School show that even a few minutes of slow, grateful breathing can reduce heart rate variability, the chaotic rhythm caused by stress, and restore balance within your cardiovascular system. It's the biological proof that peace is medicine. Your heart doesn't just pump blood. It also sends electrical and hormonal signals that affect mood, immunity, and even decision-making. When it's at peace, your whole body listens. That's why the foods we've explored today matter so much. They don't just change your blood chemistry. They support the emotional energy of your heart. Pomegranate brings flow. Salmon brings rhythm. Garlic brings balance. Olive oil brings strength. Dark chocolate brings joy. Each one is more than food. It's a message from nature. A reminder that healing doesn't come only from medicine, but from awareness, from gratitude, from what we choose each day. So make eating a ritual. Sit down without rushing. Take a deep breath before you begin. Look at your food and whisper a quiet thank you, not just for what's on your plate, but for the life it's giving you. This simple act slows your heart rate, improves digestion, and strengthens the connection between your mind, body, and spirit. In the end, that's what heart health truly is. Balance between nourishment and stillness, movement and rest, giving and receiving, because every heartbeat is a reminder you are still here. You are still alive, and your heart is still listening. Your heart has been working for you since before you were even born, beating more than 2.5 billion times in an average lifetime. It asks for so little, only that you listen, care, and feed it well. Every day, it sends life through 60,000 miles of blood vessels, a network so vast it could circle the earth twice, and yet it never complains. It simply gives what you give it in return, through food, through thought, through peace, decides how long and how beautifully it will keep beating. Modern medicine has discovered what ancient wisdom has always known. Up to 80% of heart disease is preventable through lifestyle, through real food, movement, sleep, and gratitude. That means healing isn't somewhere far away. It's already on your plate. Let your meals be your medicine. Let your gratitude be your rhythm. And let your breath remind you that you're alive. Remember these simple truths. Pomegranate cleanses the arteries and restores flow. Salmon calms inflammation and strengthens rhythm. Garlic lowers pressure and balances energy. Olive oil protects and fortifies the vessels of life. Dark chocolate brings joy, peace, and circulation back to the heart. Together, they form nature's heart medicine, a symphony of healing written long before modern science ever named it. As you move through your day, take a moment to place your hand over your heart. Feel it beating, strong, steady, patient. That is your reminder that you are loved, you are supported, and you are alive. Feed your heart light. Feed it love, feed it life. This is Healing Good Life, where science meets the soul of nourishment, and every heartbeat is another chance to heal from within.